please. Go ahead. Good, thank you. Good. A little more on this side you got going on. Good. And again. Fantastic. That's what I needed. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the rib cage. You're going to be doing that same motion. So let me just find my spot in here. Good. And go ahead when you're ready.
Shut down the spot. Joints anyways.
Good. And again. Excellent. All right, so you were telling me that you were having some issues with your forearms. I want to work on those. So what I'm going to get you to do is lie down on your back and allow me to get started on those. I'll get you a pillow here for your head to rest on. No problem at all. So tell me, where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it on the inside of the arm, the outside of the arm, both?
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, anything happening sort of up here,
Yep.
the old tennis or golfer's elbow situation?
For sure.
Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to sort of work through anything that I find in these muscles here. These are the ones that basically pull your hand up. These are the ones that pull your hand this way. So, you know, if you're doing curls and stuff like that, it's going to put tension in here. Anything that has you sort of extending your wrist up like that, it's going to put tension into this. And when you have the flexion like that, and you pull up like that, that's basically putting tension into these areas here, possibly even your bicep, and sometimes people have troubles right around here where the bicep tendon is. I'm going to go after that a little bit later. I'll get you to stand up and we'll work on that. That one is absolute gold for when people have troubles with their shoulders. Sometimes people say they have difficulty putting their arm back or reaching behind them. Very often that's a displaced bicep tendon. From what you were saying, sort of when you're pulling down like that, that tendon sometimes migrates a little bit down. That can give a vague sensation of pain in the shoulder and some difficulty with some movement. So what you're going to do for me is you're going to take your wrist like this, and then you're going to extend out like that while I work through. So you're going to feel a good pull in there. Go again.
I actually
Good.
posted it.
And again.
Videos.
Good. You might start feeling it a little more here when we get to this particular area. Good. Now just hold tight for one moment for me. There we go. You're going to do that same thing for me. Good. And again. Excellent. And again. Great. I'm going to go from here, and then you're going to curl that wrist down for me. Go ahead, please. Good. Again. Good. Excellent. Good. Perfect. Excellent. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to be taking you from arm curled up to the arm extended out. I'm going to be working in this area right above this bony prominence. And this is an area where, you know, when it goes wrong, there's almost a fiery sort of sensation.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's all fire, man.
And again for me, please.
Call 911.
All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work a little bit to make sure I can loosen that up for you. Yeah, so, you know, we're feeling right here some issues, and we can probably help that a lot by loosening up that tricep a little bit for you. So what you're going to be doing for me is going to take your arm like this, and then you're going to curl that up.
Okay.
I'm going to be putting my tension back here. Go ahead. Good. And so we're going to do that like this now. Go ahead and do that for me. And you're typically going to feel a little resistance, like it's harder to complete the action a little bit. And you're going to feel some pressure as I do that. Good. And again, please. Excellent. All right. Now, nice to meet you. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working in here and putting the extension into things. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Any issues with tingliness or numbness in the hands or the arms or anything like that?
The hand's pretty good. This hand I used to have, I had to actually have surgery for...
Trigger finger?
Trigger finger
Yeah,
right there.
right,
It's actually pretty good now.
Oh, that's good. So what I'm just kind of doing here is covering my bases. A lot of times, so-called median nerve that basically travels up the center, innervates sort of this part of your hand, through the channel in here, through your chest, into your neck. Sometimes that being under tension can give you the sensation, especially if it's going to hang up. It'll hang up sort of over the over this bony prominence of your elbow. So what I'm essentially going to be doing is I'm going to be working to free up that nerve if it's stuck at any point. And the way that we do this is we work through this nerve channel systematically to find if there are any spots. And so what you're going to be doing for me is you're going to be going palm up, rotating to palm down.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Good. And again. Excellent. Again. So there's a typically nervy feel that you'll get out of it when we're going after that nerve in the channel. It tends to intensify right around this part here. Excellent. Again. Again. And go, please. Good. And one more like that, and then just take a little break for me. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working in the upper arm area through that nerve channel. The feel when I'm going after it, essentially in there, you can feel that nervy feel. What you're going to be doing for me is you're going to be going from wrists or palm down to palm up, the opposite of what we were doing before. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, please. Good. And again, excellent. Good. Yeah, and this is particularly good. You know, you're not suffering from this, but individuals who are having symptoms of carpal tunnel and things of that sort, numbness and tingling into the hand and so forth. This does wonders for giving that nerve freedom of motion, and when it's not stuck, it tends to settle down a lot of those symptoms that we were talking about. Good. Same thing for me as I work through that same area where that nerve passes through your chest muscles here. Good. Excellent. Now we're coming up to where the outlet is under your collarbone. Sometimes people have issues called thoracic outlet syndrome, where they have there's a tension or there's difficulty where the nerves, the neurovascular bundle, basically blood vessels and nerves, emerge from under the collarbone, cause problems all into the arm, cause pain at the local area and so forth. This same treatment very oftentimes is very helpful for that. So when people have thoracic outlet syndrome, they can often feel really helpless. There's a lot that we can do for that sort of thing by working through this particular area where this nerve emerges. Now, on top of the collarbone is where the nerve pathway continues. This time you're going to be doing the arm, the palm up to the palm down for me. And if I could, I'll get you to look that way. So go ahead and do that. Excellent. And we work up into where this nerve moves up into the cervical spine area. Good. Fantastic. And just one more for me. Great. All right. So you're going to go go from there, and then the final bit is an extension like that for me. Go ahead, please. Good. And again. Good. And just one more. Perfect. Excellent.
See, you know.
Yeah, I think so.